one day my brother comes over to me and he says, you know, my friend has a problem. I said, what kind of problem does he have? He said, let's go to his house and let him tell you, and maybe you can help him out. I said, all right, I go to the guy's house. And he says, I have a friend of mine, I lent him some money. I said, how much money did you lend him? He says, I lent him $50,000. But he gave me these emeralds to hold for him. But now I keep going back to him and I want my money back. And you know, he keeps postponing it, you know. He keeps telling me, not now, I'm doing something, come back later. And you know, I don't live around the corner. I live in Hollywood and he lives in the city. So the turnout is, I said, well, let me see the emeralds. So the guy takes the emeralds out. I put them on the table and I'm looking at them. And I said, who told you these were emeralds? He says, he did. I said, you never took them to somebody to have them appraised? He goes, no, they're emeralds. They're worth a lot of money. They're worth a couple $100,000. I said, let me tell you something. This is granite. It's not worth a penny. I said, but I'm going to do something. I'm going to take you downtown. We're going to go see your friend. But before we see your friend, I'm going to take you to my gemologist. And you're going to tell him to give you an appraisal on this. So I take him down to my friend's place. And the guy says, well, let me see them and I'll tell you what they're worth. So he takes the bag, he opens it up, puts it on this silk cloth. He looks at it, he says, what, you joking with me? I said, no, I'm not joking with you. He took them. I never knew what they were. He says, so these are pieces of granite. They're not worth anything. He suckered you in. How much money did you give him? I said, he gave him 50 grand. He said, that's an out-and-out rip-off. So anyway, we walk over to the building. He was at 607 South Hill. So I said, listen, you walk in there and ask him for your money. Don't tell him I'm outside. I don't want him to see me, but I want to see him. He says, okay. So he goes in and he's talking to the guy. I come on, I get a good look at the guy. So my friend comes over and I say, listen, do you know where this guy lives? He says, yeah, I know where he lives. I said, okay, let's get out of here. Wait a day or two and then I'll go see him in his house. A couple of days later, we go to the guy's house. And we walk in, two of us, and he's not home yet. His wife is home. So his wife, we sit down at the table. She was very nice. She gave us a cup of coffee. 15 minutes later, in he comes to the house. Comes in, my friend introduces me to him. I said hello, I shake his hand. I said, listen, we were going to sell these and give you the money, your share of it. But you know what? I'll tell you what. You better have $50,000 on you right now. Because if you don't, I'm going to make you feel so bad about all these bruises I'm going to leave on you. So you remember that. So his wife says, I want you out of my house. So I had to show this guy it was serious. So I smacked her as hard as I can. As a matter of fact, I hit her so hard, the pain shot all the way up my arm to my shoulder. But she fell on the floor and she didn't move. So I tell the guy, listen, I want the money and here's your goddamn rocks back. He says, they're emeralds. I said, they're not emeralds, they're rocks. Don't play stupid with me. I said, listen, you got two kids here. I said, you don't want me to really go to town here, do you? So I go over to him and I'm just staring at his face and I'm looking because I want to break him down. And I see he's like got this attitude, like he thinks he's safe. So I smacked him also. I smacked him a few times. So I told him, I said, listen, you better get me some money now or something worth $50,000 or you're going to be in deep shit because I'm going to send him out of here and then I'm going to go to work on you. He gets a little frightened because his wife's there and his kids are there. He said, I got to go in the bedroom. I said, I'm going with you. I told my friend, you keep an eye on her. We go in the bedroom. It's got a safe in the bedroom. He opens it up. Not only did he have $50,000 in there, he had over $100,000 in the safe. I could have taken it all. So I took the $50,000. I took $5,000 more for my friend, and I took $5,000 for me. He says, why are you taking so much? I said, that's a penalty. That's a penalty. That's called hospitalization prevention. Because if I hear from you again, you're gonna need that money for a good doctor. Because I'm gonna break some bones. So we go out, I give the money to my friend, he counts it. He says, there's $5,000 too much. I says, well, then give it to me if you don't want it. He says, no, I'll take it. So I took my 5, he had his 50 plus his 5, and we left. About a month and a half later, 2 months later, I'm in the building at Hill Street, 607 Hill. I'm in the elevator, and who do I see? The guy with the emeralds, with the rocks. He's lording over me. How are you? How you been? So nice to see you. So I felt I did something good. Because maybe I made a better person out of him. Because he was a real shithead. Because my brother's friend was friends with him for like 20 years. And here he was trying to screw the guy. Because he had no intent of paying him back. And if I didn't come up and show up at that house, my friend never would have saw the money. So I did a good deed for the day.